If you're a real estate wholesaler and you want to do more deals, then you need more leads. And the best way to get leads right now is through online marketing, specifically through Facebook and TikTok, social media ads. And in this video, I'm going to share with you 7 rules that if you're going to be doing Facebook ads for motivated sellers that you must follow. Otherwise, you're not going to get great results. My name is Cris Chico. In case we haven't met before, I'm considered the godfather of virtual wholesaling. I pioneered that back in 2006 and 7. Yeah, I'm a pretty old guy here. And most importantly, we do deals nationwide virtually, all because of the power of online marketing. And so I want to share this with you so that way you can also do deals just like we do. Let's not waste any time and let's get right down to it. The first rule is that when we're running Facebook ads, we're no longer in the convincing business. We are now in the sifting and sorting business. See, because a lot of real estate investors and wholesalers, they struggle with lead generation and they don't have a way to get leads each and every single day into their business. And so when a lead comes in, then they have to treat that lead like it's the last lead on earth. And then they have to be a great salesperson. They have to be in the convincing and the arm twisting business. And that's a tough business to be in. Instead, we want to be in a sifting and sorting business. And the sifting and sorting business is that we have so many leads coming in that when a lead comes in, we quickly analyze and filter that lead and determine, is this a viable lead or is it not a viable lead? And if it isn't, for any reason, then we just say the magic 4-letter word. No, not that word, but the next best word, which is next. We just say, you know what, we can help you, and we move on. So how do we filter these leads? It could be that the property is located in the middle of nowhere, and so we really can't do anything with it. It could be that the seller is asking way too much. It could be that the seller's a pain in the butt, and they don't want to answer any of our questions, and they're just being combative, and we just say, you know what, buddy? That's it. We're out of here. We don't need this. That's the kind of business that you want to be in. The sifting and sorting business, not the convincing business. By the way, if you're interested in having our team set up your Facebook ads for motivated sellers, set everything up, hand deliver to you, all you can do is turn it on. We look over your shoulder, make sure that you're operating it correctly. Make sure you click the link in the description and then reach out to us. Maybe we can help in getting you more leads and helping you get more deals. Ooh. Rule number 2 is that Facebook leads are never going to be the same quality as the coveted PPC lead. A lot of people say, well, these are the same leads as PPC. And I say, no, they're not. They were interrupted when they saw your ad. A PPC lead, which is short for a pay-per-click. So in other words, somebody goes on Google, they type in sell my house fast. And then now they're typing in their information in a form. Those people, they're like, I got to get this house sold. When we do ads on social media, they could be sitting on the toilet for all we know. And then they see the ad, they fill out the form, and they were thinking about it. They have desire to, so it's better than a cold call lead, but they're not the hot lead as PPC is, but it's okay. The PPC lead is going to cost you $150, $200 or more. A Facebook lead ad may cost you $10, $15. So it's okay that they are not as qualified. You're just going to make it up at higher volume, and that's it. And some of the leads need a little bit more nurturing. It's not, again, not as bad as cold calling where they're saying, well, you called me, why don't you make me an offer? And then now, they're not even thinking about selling. They made a decision to fill out a form and give us a bunch of information. So they are motivated, but we just need to, move them along just a little bit. Rule number 3, and this is the most important one, which is don't overpay for Facebook leads. Unfortunately, sometimes I log on to people's ad accounts where they had an agency doing their ads. And then I look at the campaigns and I see that they're spending $75, $100 per lead. And I'm just like, I would pull my hair out if I had hair to pull, but you don't want to do that. In fact, the range that you need to be in is this range here. And then again, it depends. Typically with Facebook ads, we're paying anywhere from $15 to $20. However, we have some campaigns that we have that are doing $5 and $7 a lead. But let's say that you're going to be in that 15 to 20 range. And then if you're going to go ahead and target tighter geographically, meaning that you're going to target, instead of targeting nationwide, you're going to be targeting a variety of different states or maybe some cities, etc., then your cost per lead is going to increase. But it should never be 100, 150. If you are, then you're overpaying for these leads, and it's like as if you went to Chick-fil-A and you told me, Chico, I have the best Chick-fil-A sandwich in Fort Lauderdale. And I said, well, really? Tell me about it. And you told me about it. And I asked you, how much did you pay for that sandwich? And you said, I paid $150. I would tell you, I don't care how good of a sandwich it is, you're overpaying for that sandwich. That's the issue here. You don't want to overpay for Facebook leads. Rule number 4 piggybacks on the first rule, which remember we said we don't want to be in the convincing business. We want to be in the sifting and sorting business. And rule number 4 piggybacks on that because part of that process is we've got to sift and sort rather quickly. And so when a lead comes in, they don't all deserve our time and attention. And so in the beginning, and you have to understand where you are within your experience level to know and understand to what level you're going to squeeze in terms of who you're going to get in contact with first and who you're going to avoid. If you are a beginner, then you probably don't have that much experience in talking with property owners. You probably sound like you got a sock in your mouth, or maybe you just can't put two words together. It's okay, I've been there. But what you want to do is you want to be able to talk to every single person that comes in through the door. You're going to talk to every seller. If they're a pain in the butt, if they're completely unreasonable, you are going to go and do the dance with them. Why? Because you need the experience. But as you get better at talking with sellers, then you're going to start to filter. And then you're going to figure out that not everybody deserves your attention. And so when these leads come in, especially if you're doing nationwide or even a variety of different states and the leads are 10 to 12 bucks a lead, you're going to go ahead and get on the phone with somebody, quickly find out that, you know what, it's not going to be an opportunity for me, and you're going to get off the phone with them. Most importantly, you might not even call some of these people back at all, meaning that it's just going to be, this is a turd, I know it's a turd. And sometimes you look at these houses and they look like they're literally falling apart. And so at the end, you're just going to say next, and you're not even going to call that person. And that's okay too. So it's important for you to understand the right filtering based on your experience level and what you need in order to increase your skill set potentially. Rule number 5 is you have to match your geography with your experience and also your budget. And here's what it comes down to. The smaller the budget, the wider the geography, because you're just not going to get enough leads. Now, some people will tell you out there that, in order for you to have a chance of running Facebook ads, you need a budget of $100 a day or $150 a day. That's false. We have clients routinely doing deals where they just have a budget of $20 a day and they're going to get a ton of leads, but you have to go nationwide. Now, the leads are going to be less, but at the same time, you're going to get a lot of practice because you need the practice. You're green, you're wet behind the ears, and so you need the volume of leads. If you are now going to be targeting, let's say, states, and you're going to be, instead of doing nationwide, you're targeting the top 12 or 15 states. Now, you would want to increase your budget, $750 a month, which is about about $25 a day. Not that much of a jump, but you want to increase that. So that way you're going to start to eliminate some of the rural leads and some of the leads that are just not going to be viable. If you want to target more locally a particular group of cities or counties in a particular state, now you're going to have to increase your budget. And so it's going to require at least a budget of $1,000 a day, ideally $1,000 a month, and to $1,500 a month. So in order to be able to have enough leads coming in the door, because when you target that tightly, your cost per lead is going to go up. And so then if your cost per lead is going to go up, in order for you to have a good volume of leads coming in so you can do several deals a month, then you're going to need to increase your budget. So that's the thing you have to kind of play around with. What's your experience? What's your budget? And that determines your geography. Rule number 6 is that in order to maximize the amount of money you make with Facebook ads for motivated sellers, you want to expand the variety of different ways you have in order to do a deal. Now, I'm going to tell you the two best ways right now that you need to know and understand and have these in your tool belt is going to be wholesale, which we know is just assigning contracts. And then the other one is going to be novation. Novation is a way for you to take a property and be able to put it on the MLS and be able to sell it either on the MLS, so you're exposing it to the largest database of buyers, period. Or you could potentially have the ability to take that deal and sell it to an end buyer who's going to get financing and who's going to get a loan. Now, in this video, I can't go into novations deeply. This is just about Facebook. But if you have multiple strategies, then that's going to enable you to extract more money from the leads you're getting. Now, there's other strategies like subject to and also lease options. I don't teach any of those. I don't know anything about them. And so these are the two main ones that we focus on. In fact, we just published in our members area a brand new course and system on novations. If you're interested, by the way, in us helping you set all this up, make sure that you click the link in the description, and that way we could also help you with that. Last but not least, number 7 is that you need to be able to very quickly determine the demand and the viability of any one particular area rather quickly, so that way you don't make a mistake of chasing your tail on leads and deals that are just not going to pan out. Our favorite tool for doing this is a tool called Investor Base. In fact, I'll show you here really quickly, and I'm going to go ahead and just these are just random properties here, and let's say that I had this deal that came in, and so I can go ahead and let's type in the address here in buyer search. I can quickly type that in, and then I could see and have the map show me what the buyers are in that particular area. And I can see that in this particular area, I can go ahead and zoom out and say, hey, I want to go back 5 mile radius, and then be able to know precisely what the buyer activity is. And here in this market, I can see where the subject property is, and I can see that there's properties that have recently have been bought and sold by investors. The blue ones are the people that are rehabbers, and then these are landlords. So I can quickly see, I can see my subject property here, the details of my subject property. This one doesn't show the exact details, but here I can see that this person bought this property at 64. This one probably been a multi-parcel one. Let's see. Let's pick another one here. Real quick. Let's see here. Let's look at. Oh, this is one. This is one that, a deal that we did actually in Buffalo. So let's go here. So in this particular property, if I go here, buyer search, I go new search, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that in here, and I can see that. Even if I've never been in Buffalo, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many buyers. And I can zoom into the property. I can see what people bought. Like this one was bought for 58, sold for 110. This one was bought for 68, sold for 200. So I can very quickly know if this is an area that is a viable area, and so I don't waste my time. And, you know, the seller could be great. I think I could get a great value on the property, but unless I see activity, I'm not going to go for it. And so there's nuances to this, and I'm going to have to do a video for you guys on how to analyze deals nationwide, both using this tool and on Zillow. But for now, just know that you want to make sure that you're not chasing your tail on deals that have no market viability. By the way, if you want to know more about how we run Facebook ads for motivated sellers, make sure you click on that video there, because it's going to give you a whole rundown of everything that we do in order to run these campaigns.